Welcome to Old Iron Machine Works. This video will be showing the safe. Um, it's quite large. As you can see, patent date 1871. I figure late 1800s, roughly 140 years old. The safe here, I acquired back in, I believe, somewhere around 1995, and I sold it in somewhere around 2002. And the gentleman I sold it to, about 5 years ago past, he was planning on having it restored and put in his office at a company he owned. And plans changed. His widow really didn't have any use for it, so I was able to purchase it back. It's something that I always regretted selling, and it was nice to get it back. It definitely was weathered from sitting in a shop for 20 years. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Here it's sitting on a trailer I recently purchased from the company I work at. The trailer, I got it a good deal, but I had to totally rebuild it, put different heavier axles and everything on it, because the safe weighs in just under 7,000 pounds. And here I'm over in Lodi, California at Paul's Safe Lock and Key. I purchased another safe from him about 35 years ago. Not this one. This one I acquired from a tractor dealership that went out of business around, sometime around 95, I guess it was. But here he's having the drill so we can get it open. Like I said earlier, this safe has not been opened in 19 years. When I sold it to the gentleman, I wrote down the combination, gave it to him. And years later, at one of the Little League games, he mentioned he lost the combination and was wondering if I still had it, which, of course, I did not. I have other safes also. And so anyway, that's why we're having to drill to get into it. Paul here has been probably drilling safes for probably around 60 years now. I originally wanted to drill this open myself. I've played around a little bit with safes, but never have drilled one to get it open. But I didn't have a good bore scope, and so I thought, well, I don't want to mess up something inside where I can't get it open. So that's where I went ahead and brought it over and got together with Paul to get into it. And normally drilling a safe, you try to do the least amount of damage. And the main reason for drilling is just to get in with a bore scope so you can see the wheels, the pack wheels, in order to get them lined up, for the fence to drop in. Unfortunately, this one ended up being more difficult. As far as being able to see the wheels and get stuff lined up. So we did have to end up putting a second hole on the top, so we could see all four wheels. This is a four number combination lock. But once we got the handle opened, I was pretty much done, and I wanted to wait till I got home to open it up.
Got it? Thank you very much, Paul. Okay.
Well, here's unloading day. I brought home one of our service trucks with the bigger crane on it. Like I say, I always figured the safe was about 7,000, and the scale that I put on it showed it around 6,500. So I was pretty close. Here I got Jack helping me. My daughter Adelie was filming, and Jack was kind of giving me a hand to get it off the trailer and safely on the ground. This crane's got some safeties built into it to where it won't let you hydraulic up with the boom or winch up if it's overloaded. You know, so here I'm just having to kind of scooch it back a little bit on the trailer. You know, get the crane more vertical so it would lift it. Quite a while back in one of my videos, I was talking about a shop that I was going to be building, and a couple people asked me, you know, how it's going. And when the pandemic hit, material prices just skyrocketed. You know, they just got stupid crazy, in my opinion. So everything, I kind of put the new shop on hold a little bit. I'm hoping the prices will get back down. But this safe will go in, eventually go into the new shop. I want to thank Jack for his help. He's always there when I need him. Hey, Potter. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is showing it bleached out a little, well, actually a lot more than it actually is. I'm hoping to get something that will clean it up and bring some of the color back to it. I'd like to keep it the old original if I can. Unfortunately, there's some of the damage done trying to get it open. Two bigger holes than I was hoping we were going to have to do.
Can we open? Oh, muscles.
This is the grand opening. It hasn't been open in over 19 years.
Keep going.
Good job, Ames. Looks like it's got some water that's kind of dripped down on it. Back when I sold this, Amy was right around 3, and I believe Adley was right around 7. I'm sure they'll correct me if I was wrong. No, stand.
Oh, you want me to stand in it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go stand next to your sister, Ames.
Are you still taking a video?
It's a tank. All right. Those should open up. All right, open the little box, Ames. See if I left any gold in it from before.
I told Amy we'd get all that if we find it.
How about the drawer? So it's pretty, it's just how it was when I sold it, pretty much empty. Back when I bought this safe, I was just getting into USPSA practical shooting, competitive shooting, and started working on guns, building guns, and you know, was wanting another safe, and this one came up, so I kind of jumped on the chance to get it.
You want to close that?
All right, Ames, you think you can close that door? Push! For many years, I've had a thing about these old safes. It's just amazing, 140 years old, and you just look at the workmanship in them and the fit. I want to thank Adley and Amy for giving me a hand and coming over when I opened it up, even though they already knew there probably wouldn't be anything in it. Alright, we got to the point of the video where the rest of the video will be basically just on the dial. You know, all the dial mechanism and the wheels and damage done from it. You know, so if you're not interested in that kind of stuff, then you probably don't want to continue. If you are interested in it, great. Now, for you guys that seen the writing, the numbers wrote on the front of the door, no, that's not the combination. They are numbers that are close. But when you're drilling and getting to the wheels, you can get in there and kind of move the wheels around, even with the borescope, to where you line stuff up. So you get stuff close, but you don't actually get the exact combination, the exact numbers. And here I'm just starting to tear into it to, see what we got. All right, here's some of the goodies we have. There's one tip of a drill bit broke off, and a little piece of wood. And the only thing about the piece of wood, when I bought this safe back in '95, the combination, they already had the bolt slid all the way back, and they had that main cover off, and then they jammed a piece of wood in it and locked it where the dial wouldn't turn. I'm kind of thinking that's what the wood was from. Here you can see the damage, the one screw with the 2 drill holes through it. That kind of made a mess of things. Now, the company I bought the safe from way back in '95 was called Gordon and Hanson in Rio Vista. They were an international tractor dealership. I believe they were international in case. And when they went under and they're closed up in '95, that's when I bought the safe. They just used it for storing papers. That's why they had it jammed where, nobody could lock it if they wanted to. Here I'm just showing the bolt. As long as that bolt is slid out, it keeps that locked where you can't work the locks on the door. And then when you do the combination and that bolt slides in, then it allows that to slide down and unlock the bolts in the door. Now, of course, I could have went to the toolbox and grabbed one of my nice snap-on screwdrivers, but a 140-year-old safe, that just wouldn't have been right. Well, here we're going to start seeing the extent of the damage by drilling where we did. This part will actually be a pretty easy repair. Once I locate my center, that whole thing will just be welded up, and then just re-drill the screw hole and put the countersink in. Here you can see where the drill bit kind of kissed it a little bit, but that shouldn't be a problem. Alright, here we're kind of checking out the wheel packs, and they actually look pretty good. At one point, when it was getting drilled and the bit went through, you could tell from the dial that the drill bit contacted one of the ends of one of those wheel packs. And if you look really close, you can kind of see little track marks from it, but all in all, it looked pretty good shape. Just got to get all the... A little later, I took a can of brake clean and kind of blew all the the chips and shavings and stuff out, and then sprayed in some lubricant. Here you can see more of the damage. You can see the big drill hole marks and then the screw hole. Well, it ended up removing some of the material that gave that a nice snug fit. Here I'm just showing the, the lug. When the bolt slides in, then it lets the other handle come down. Alright, right there, they call that the fence. And basically the fence, when they get the wheel notches lined up, that is one of the wheel notches. And this is a 4-number combination, which is there's 4 wheel packs with 4 notches. When all 4 notches are lined up, it lets that fence drop in it. Okay, right there you can see the hole that we ended up drilling from the top, and it came all the way down at an angle through that corner where we could see the other wheel packs in order to line them up. Originally, the holes that were drilled inside, they went the round portion you're looking at with the drilled marks on the end, the bit was entering the inside of it, and clearly the angles and everything were not right. Definitely not the best position to be drilling. It just shows how critical it is on the proper location when you are drilling a safe. Okay, watch at the arrow for movement. Right there, see it kick up. Well, it's not supposed to do that. 2 holes drilled all the material away that would pilot it and keep that to where it's just sliding perfectly back and forth, not up and down. And later on in the video, that's going to give me a little bit of problems lining up the getting the dial set and lining up the fence to drop into the wheel notches. But when you do get the fence to drop into the notches, that allows that nose to drop down into the cam lobe, which pulls the bolt back, and then it allows the main lock to lock the door. Okay, keep in mind, in no way am I a safe expert. I just like playing with old stuff. But what we have here is we got a rod slid through this little opening. That goes all the way through holes, special holes on all the wheel packs, and then through another same size dimension hole on the back side. They make keys that line everything up. But the way I'm going to do it's going to be a little bit different way to go about it. You'll see the lines on the left, the 1 line on the blue tape, and then the 2 lines on the wheel pack. Basically what I'm going to do is work the wheel one direction to where the nose drops in. You'll watch it, I'll barely move it. As soon as the wheel drops in, that's where I put my mark. So right there, it dropped. That'll be the 1 mark. And then I did the same thing the other direction. And then what I wanted to do is just split the difference. Find the position right in the middle. And that just kind of helps to where if you're kind of fast on the dial and you're a half a line off or something, it's a little bit forgiving. Okay, my goal here is to actually work the dial, hit my 4 numbers, and then have the wheel pack notches line up perfectly across the top, and then have my line on the blue tape right dead center to the other 2 lines. Okay, I got this line established where I want to line up. Right there. That's my first fence. The slots there are fences. These are the wheel packs. I know that that's where I want everything to line up. So right now, I know that this 4th number, I'm going to be working backwards, but this 4th number is going to be the first number that I'm going to write down, because I know this wheel will be turning as I'm going clockwise or to the right. So as long as you pick up the wheel pack, the number will be right. So right now, I will go around to the front, see what number it's on. That'll be my 4th number. And basically from there, I'll just work in reverse to where I start getting the other ones to line up on top. But I know where I want them all to eventually line up. And that's why I have the mark here, because once that dial starts turning, you know, then I know that that is the position I want all the other ones to be. Okay, I'm getting pretty close. Finding my 3rd number. I've already got my 4th number. My 3rd number, you can see over here where the fence on the wheel pack, not quite there yet, that little piece there. So I need to spin the dial at least a turn plus to where it contacts the wheel pack for the 3rd number, and then just barely move it. And I'm going to move the camera over so you can see the end of the wheel packs. Okay, here we got a better view of the wheel packs. So basically at this point, because once I spin the main cam, this is what they call the cam, it's going to pick up the 4th wheel, it's going to move it. So I'm kind of working blind. So what I'll do is back it off. I know that the 3rd number, I want to go left from the face. So what we're looking for, it's going to pick up this 4th wheel pack. Right there, it picked it up. Now we want to go to where it picks up the 3rd, and then just move it just a little bit. Okay, right there, it picked it up. We're going to go a little bit, and we're going to stop right there. Now we're going to take it all the way back around to where we get this lined up. And now we want to see how we look here. I'm just going to slide the phone out and see how we look. How we look is the fact that you can see on that pack in there, I actually went a little too far. So now I just got to crank it back and, you know, go again. But when I'm done, I want every one of these to line up with that mark right there. I guess you got to have a little bit of patience with these. Okay, I've been kind of messing around with the numbers, you know, kind of fine tuning, and I think I got them where they're looking really good. So I'm going to go ahead and do a run through. When I'm done, I want it to be exactly where it is right now. I want that mark to be right in the middle of those two marks. And then of course, you know, I want all the fences to line up. So anyway, let me run through the numbers and see what we got. Okay, hopefully that is close. What do we got? Okay, I like it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the put my big hand in the way here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this nose on, and then we'll just do a trial deal. The way I have it is once I hit the 4th number, I should just be able to just slightly rotate that back enough for the nose to drop in there, and then just rotate it to pull the lug back. So let's give her a go. Okay, that is in lock position. Let's run it through and see if we can open it. Not quite. Not quite. So which way do we need to move them? Oh, I bet that's why. I bet you that slit cocked out a little bit, and that's why it didn't drop. Okay, I'm gonna normally when you put the cover on, it holds it in there and everything just slides up against some pads on the cover. I'm gonna see if I can like put a little magnet on there just to kind of hold it in, and then we'll try it again and see what happens. Okay, we're gonna try it again. You can see where it was drilled out. They did a lot of damage to there. Hindsight, this was a difficult one to get drilled out, but we probably should have came in from the top from the very beginning. But anyway, so I'll have to do some repairing on this part. But for right now, I'm going to take this magnet and it's going to stick to just that little piece right there. Hopefully that'll work for this test here. All right, let's try again. Okay, I'm hoping that's it. So now, hopefully, when I back up the cam, it drops in. Ah, crud. Okay. So. Which way do I need to move the numbers? It's so close. Oh, it's so close. Okay, I think I got the combination figured out. It's been kind of chasing my tail, you know, moving the numbers, you know, half a number or a number, and it was always changing on me. And why I was doing it is this has to be perfect where it drops into the fences on the top. And the problem I was having, let me get this back in here. The problem I was having is this movement right here should not be there. We got two stops, one right here and that one up there. And there should be just enough clearance to let this go up and down. And with that much movement, it changes where the fences are, and then I was having a problem with it being consistent on dropping in the fence. So I'm going to go ahead and work the combination right now, but before, you know, the combination, everything will be going that way. When all the fences are lined up, this is going to come back just enough right there for this nose to drop into the cam, and then the cam pulls the bolt back. So before I actually get to that point, I'm just going to make sure I take the play out of here, just so you can see, you know, how the mechanism works. I'll put the magnet back on for right now. Okay. Okay, I got all the gates to line up now. So at this point, I'm just going to take that play out. And now when I come back, that nose should drop just like that. And then you just turn that and that opens the lug. So that'll all work good once I do all the repairs on it. Well, this video definitely went longer than I wanted. Hopefully you didn't doze off, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. And as always, I appreciate my new subscribers, and thanks for taking the time to watch my videos.